Alright, we are watching Skippio, who's going to be playing Soldier, Echo, and Symmetra. This is Gold 1 on console on Oasis. King of the Hill advice. My friends and I are gold slash plat, and we are 4 or 5 stack on console. We play often, and we've noticed we really struggle on control slash King of the Hill maps and flashpoints. Would love some advice specific to me, Skippio, as well as for our team in these types of maps. We're only going to be covering you. I'm to the point of thinking to pick up Sim or someone close range, but I just feel at a loss at the moment. I don't think your problems have anything to do with playing a close range hero or far range hero or not, and we're going to cover why. This is an example game. I was mostly mad to downright bad in all these rounds. I try to force flanks or angles that just get me killed or get no real value. Specific to me, I need to 1. Learn how to hold and not try to create an angle just for the sake of it. 2. Helix usage. 3. Practice my Genji and other 1v1s. 4. Aim train. At any rate, I could use some advice for a mindset shift on these to try and turn around these kinds of games. Okay, so for starters, you don't need to switch heroes. Like, no part of this should be, I need to switch heroes in order to succeed. This has nothing to do with the heroes that you choose. In fact, not only that, I would say, I don't actually think your problems have a lot to do with your aim. I mean, your aim's definitely going to hold you back eventually. Like, that's certainly an upper ceiling for you. But it's not the biggest problem that you have right now. Like, you could get a significant amount of improvement just from changing the way that you play versus, like, mechanically being better. And this is a good game that's an opportunity to talk about what off angles are. So people talk about off angles all the time. What are off angles? We're going to go over that right now. So for starters, an off angle is any time you're able to shoot the enemy team, from somewhere that they do not want to be looking at you from. As in, you are not with the core of your team, which they're focused on. You've chosen somewhere off to the side, that's why it's called an off angle, to shoot them from. So, when my team comes in right now, if we're playing here, right, if let's say my tank is here, my supports are here, my other DPS is here, this is what we would call main. You have 2 off angles here. 1, this off angle. 2, this off angle. Flying heroes also get a little tricky because you could argue like somewhere high here or high here is an off angle. But generally speaking, like this is going to be main, this is going to be one off angle, and this is going to be the other off angle. Now, off angles vary between softer off angles and harder off angles. That's kind of my terminology. But I'm using this to indicate when is an off angle like a very, very like strong one, like one where they really have to turn around to try to deal with you, versus when is something only like kind of a problem. So hypothetically, let's say their team is right here and they're fighting you. We're going to cover some examples, right? So as they're fighting, this is main, right? If your tank is here. If you were to step out of this doorway, this is kind of a soft off angle. Because if I'm standing right here, I'm like, oh, okay, you're here. I can kind of turn to the right. I can sort of deal with this, okay? And more importantly, I can like kind of cover against you and still fight main. But this is a very hard off angle. If I'm up here, you're screwed. There's nowhere on the point that you can possibly stand to cover, which means you need to run all the way here and try to duck underneath, and even then you can step up and shoot them, right? They have to literally get inside in order to prevent you from shooting at them. So this is an example of like a softer off angle and a harder off angle. Now you are playing arguably the best off angler in the entire game, which is Soldier. Why is Soldier great at off-angling? Soldier is great at off-angling because 1, he can get there quickly because he can sprint. 2, he can stay there for a long time because he does damage out to reasonably long ranges versus some heroes that don't. Like Reaper, you can get there, but like you're never going to hurt anyone from far away because you have shotguns, so what's the point of being there? So you can get there, A. 2, you can shoot people from far away and deal like a credible threat amount of damage to them. And also, you can prevent yourself from being dove, right? Because you can put down Healing Station, which allows you to win most 1v1s, your advantage in most 1v1s, as long as you have your Healing Station available. And in the event they commit enough resources that they're actually going to force you off the off angle, you can just run away without dying, which further wastes their time. You grab a medkit, you come back, you do it again. Soldier, in my opinion, one of the best DPSs in the game, one of the most self-sufficient DPSs in the game, probably one of the best ones to solo climb with, for sure, just because you really don't need your team. You can just sit on an off angle and make the enemy teams, like, their experience really hard. So the general idea is your tank is going to run forwards, and then generally tanks will go either left or they're going to go main, right? You don't want to go either one of these doorways. Why don't you want to go main? Well, main is where all your team is going to get clustered, right? Even if your team goes here, they're eventually going to come back and play this angle, right? Because they don't want to all be trapped in this room. So your team's going to be somewhere over here or over here. But even if your entire team goes here, you don't want to play here. Why? These are very close range fights. Heroes like Genji or Junkrat or Reaper can kill you almost instantly here. And you don't do all that much more damage at close range, so you don't want to be taking this fight. What's great for you? This is phenomenal for you. Both of these windows are basically designed for heroes like Soldier, who can off-angle extraordinarily well. What is the disadvantage to playing high ground? Well, the disadvantage to playing high ground is, one, if your whole team goes up here, their team can literally just sit underneath you, like one person can step on point, cap it, and then back off and force you to drop. But ignoring the whole team problem, what's the problem with a single hero? Like, let's say Cassidy. If Cassidy goes up here and tries to play here, if he gets dove, he has one mini health kit and then he's dead. Okay? He has to kill every single person fighting him, because there's no way Cassidy can walk all the way over here, roll, right, and then run all the way back to his team. It just, like, realistically is extremely unlikely to happen. So Cassidy, once he steps foot up here, is basically committed. Now, he's very dangerous, but he's committed. And if, for example, a tank dives you, like D.Va, you're going to lose that, even if you're much better than D.Va, because tanks are better at taking 1v1s against DPS, because they have like 3 times as much health as you do. So even if you do twice as much damage, they still win by a long shot, because they just have so much more health. So Cassidy's a good example of somebody where, like, sometimes you can off-angle, but it depends. Soldier can off-angle here safely, because I can play up here, oh, I'm getting dove, I can run to the mini. Oh, you're still trying to fight me? I put down health kit, or a health station, and now you have to fight through the medkit health, and you have to fight through healing station health. You are unlikely to win that. If it's a tank, no problem, because I have sprint. I'm faster than most tanks, so I can literally just run away, and I'll be fine. Cassidy only gets one roll, and then he's screwed. So, we covered, right, why Soldier is such a great off-angler, right? Arguably the best off-angler in the entire game. You could look at somebody like Widow, right? Why Widow is great at off angles in terms of the fact that she can utilize it, but the problem is getting there is kind of a problem, because grapple is not so good. Like, you're pretty committed once you get there, and then escaping is also a problem, right? Even light pressure screws Widow up, because then you have no way to heal, and you're so vulnerable to getting blown up that you really have to respect any amount of poke damage. But Soldier can take like 30, 40, 50, 60 damage, right, before he's like super worried that he could potentially get one shot. Okay, so let's kind of watch this through. Your team comes out here. You're sprinting ahead. Now, we've already noted that you're probably going the wrong way. You really should be going right side and going high right, okay? And then you should go up here and figure out, hey, are they also taking high right? It's very common that teams won't take high right at all, even at higher levels, which is fine. You don't have to take high right. But as soon as you confirm, hey, nobody's up here, then you can step up and use these windows and start applying pressure to the team. Literally, you standing right here will win the point. Like, it really is that simple, especially at this rank. I guarantee you, if you stand up here, there's almost nothing the opposing team can do to stop you. What's going to happen here is the Junker Queen is going to try to throw a knife at you. You dodge that, no problem. You're pretty far away. It's not easy for her to hit that knife. A. B, the Genji's going to dive you. You put down healing station, you force deflect, you reload, and then you kill the Genji if he stays. And if he leaves, you go back to destroying his team. Right? By that point, the fight's over. Like, then you can leave after that if the Genji's going to challenge you again after healing station's up. Like, it really is that easy on Soldier. Like, I know make it seem really easy. It really is that easy. So if you just go high right, there is nothing they can do to stop you. But instead, you go main. Well, why is this main? Your whole team is here. This is literally not, this is the exact opposite of an off angle. Everybody's here. See the spam? Like, you have to worry about this knife. You have to worry about the shurikens. You have to worry about the Lucio spam. You have to worry about everything. All the Bastion shooting at you. The Bastion's not going to be shooting at you if you're over here or you're over here. Right? This is a problem, and it's forcing you to have to stop shooting and take cover now because of their damage pressure. And now you're playing far in the back, and you're only shooting the tank. You don't want to be shooting the tank. You want to shoot the squishies. At every single possible opportunity, you want to shoot the squishies unless the tank can die. So generally speaking, this damage to the tank is not meaningful because she's just gonna get healed up right really quickly right now, and this is meaningless. Versus if I did that much damage to one of the supports, they're dead. They're dead or cooldowns are forced, and then I can kill them after that. So, again, tank is here. I am just autopiloting down main, right? I'm clumped with my whole team right here. Everybody's squished together. We're all going to get spammed down. This should be a kill, by the way. Alright, great. He's dead. So, once again, we are all playing super, super close. I'm playing the exact same angle as the rest of my team. At any moment, that Junker Queen could axe me. Genji goes up. You poke. Alright, okay, he's purple, fine, whatever. Bastion's AFK for some reason. Okay, yeah, Helix. free kill. So, really important to note is know what breakpoints are. So, Soldier Rocket does 120 damage, unless it got passed recently. So, each one of these boxes is 25 health. So, once you're at this point, you can one-shot the Bastion, right? So, he's actually even lower once we skip to him. But, so, once he gets to 5 boxes, slightly below 5 boxes, he will instantly die. Because 5 boxes is 25 health. So as long as you do 5 points of damage after 5 boxes, he will die. Or another way to look at it is, if there are 4 boxes, he will die. Or if you can't tell between 4 and 3, if there are 3 boxes, he will die. But you don't need to burn him all the way down to this point where he's at 65 and then finally helix him. Being able to quickly confirm kills as Soldier is very important. You want to kill people faster than they can react. Giving the Bastion this much time to react to you, granted he's like AFK for whatever reason, giving the Bastion this much time to react to you is no good, right? Again, this doesn't require like a ton of skill to do. I'm not asking you to be like a lot more accurate. It's simply like, hey, look, I shoot them a little bit. How many boxes they got? Roughly 5. Great, right click them. Or alternate secondary fire, whatever it is on console. Alright, we take the point. Great. So you can come over here, try to get picks. Great, got the Genji, good stagger. So, in this situation, when they're trying to step up, they don't have a Genji right now, so I can keep applying pressure. I don't need to go anywhere, right? Even the Bastion's here, okay, fine. Like, I can peek. From this far away, I can peek the Bastion and trade. Bastion is pretty significant damage fall off due to the spread. So, I don't need to play this far back. I can step up here. See, if you're standing right here, this Bastion's dead. There's no way this Bastion can kill you right now. In recon form, he's, generally speaking, not dangerous at all unless he lands a sticky grenade. So, you should just be burning down this Bastion, like, non-stop. This heal station is not great because this heal station is not happening from a position of cover. As soon as they step forward, I have to leave this heal station. Versus, if I put the heal station here, then I can use this spot repeatedly, okay? Or saving it for when they finally push up. So this heal station is like, okay, but not great. I should kill him with the helix here, but like just lead. He's just walking in a straight line to the right, so just shoot roughly here, like his left arm, your perspective, his right arm. Just shoot right there and he dies. Okay, so you're playing high ground. Great, excellent. The problem is you're going to lose your Sojourn. Okay, fine, is what it is. But you can't really do a ton here to keep these people off. Yeah, I would turn here because you can hear they're fighting. Yeah, this is a great opportunity. Open with Helix here. When people don't know that you're there, open with Helix and then start shooting. That way they suddenly take 120 damage and then you burn them down with 5 bullets. But if you don't open with Helix, then you shoot them with bullets, they start reacting and dodging, and then landing the Helix is much harder. See? She would already be dead by now if you opened with the Helix. But why do you die here? Well, first of all, there's a Kiriko here that you just like don't register. I understand you're trying to get the kill here, but the Kiriko is dangerous, right? She can definitely headshot you here, and then you get burned down. That's number 1, is you don't register the Kiriko at all. Number 2, you're too far away from cover. So you should always be within a second of cover. What is 1 second? Well, let's see how long it takes you to cover her here. Right? 1, 2, right? And it would take you another second to jump up. You're like 3 seconds from cover. You're like, oh shoot, I'm getting shot. Turn, jump. Okay, now I'm in cover. That's way too long. Versus, if you played only over here, you can get back to cover instantly. Or, if you play here, you can still get back to cover pretty quickly. Out here, this is too committed, no good. I will say this is an excellent off angle though, right? This is the angle that they have a ton of trouble dealing with. If they don't kill you here, you probably wipe the whole team. Alright, jumping forwards. So, you're going to go left side. I think left side is okay. I think right side is better, especially since your team has control of the point. I don't want to accidentally get too close to the enemy team. Again, Soldier, not good at close range fights. I do not want people to get within 10 to 15 meters of me. That's a good general rule, right? As Soldier, is the enemy team getting within 10 meters of me? If so, I've probably made a mistake. And you use your game sense and your abilities to avoid that scenario. I don't want people to get close to me. This Junker Queen, huge threat to kill me, right? Very, very lucky that she does not knife you and kill you. She doesn't have any abilities right now. But even then, like, she chunks you right here. That nearly killed you, right? Now you put down heal station. You're trying to juke here, I think. So, burn, Bastion super low back there. Okay, great. So, Junker Queen pops ulti, that's fine, right? You hit the Helix, that's fine. So, right here, I don't know if your team called this or not, but grab is popped and then you pop ulti. It happens almost the same second, but this is not good because Visor does not combo well with grab. Why? Visor doesn't actually increase your damage or survivability. All it does is it makes you auto aim. So if you're going to burn down a target who's not going to move anyway, like these targets are, like they're stationary right now, you don't need Visor. It doesn't help you at all. The only thing it helps you is it makes you reload faster. But beyond that, like everything else is completely irrelevant. You could have done just as much damage without the Visor. Arguably, it's actually easier to headshot without Visor. You can technically headshot with Visor, but it's like trickier. But you end up wasting this because grab is popped. But like again, Visor gives you no extra damage right now, and then Junker Queen walks in and kills you. But this goes back to, hey, did people get too close to you? Yes, they did. The Junker Queen shouldn't be this close to me, and thus I die. As a reminder, I said earlier, you shouldn't have gone left side, you should have gone right side. Right side would be great, right? Then you can burn down people and grab, and then after the grab is over, then I can pop Visor and kill anyone who's still on the point. Okay? That's the general idea here, is to use Visor at medium to medium long ranges to kill people, not to shoot people who are already frozen in place by another ultimate. Alright, so my whole team's clumped on the right, fine. Either you can run past them and go up, or you can play far left. But with Kitsune popped, I think you just chill right now and wait for the other team to make a move. You should have killed that Lucio right there. Like, he's just walking a straight line at you guys, and he gets burned by the soldier. So I'm going to focus a little less on the micro stuff, because there's like a lot of micro errors being done here, but it's mostly the same stuff I've mentioned already. So your team's going to wipe here. Very little of this has anything to do with you. Like, your team has killed like 2 or 3 people without you. Alright, so we're getting ready for the last push. Where do I want to be? Well, ideally, I want to push up here because their team is staggered, so I want to get this kill. I want to help my restart here, for example, kill the Bastion. Then I want to kill these 2, right? Everybody I can before the enemy team regroups. That's kind of the job right now. The heal station here, not valuable. Nobody here is injured. Only the soldier is only slightly injured, and she's not even in range of the heal station. So, don't worry about it. Right, you got supports here, just worry about dealing damage. But the problem is, you were too slow. You spent too much time looking at this left side, which means the Bastion, who used to be totally alone, is now clumped up with 4 heroes. Now, your opportunity, your window to get a kill is gone. It's unlikely here that you're going to be able to get a kill. See, B gets popped, and now we're in big trouble. The moment B gets popped, you book it out of there, because you're not going to outburn 750 health per hero. Like, you just get out of there and let it decay, and get into another spot. You don't want to go this way. You want to go, hey, backside of point, right? That's a good example of a spot to go. Or you can go and play this room, right? Or if you have time, you can run up and go high ground. You have a lot of options here, but running this way is probably the worst possible option. I don't know how well you know this map, but all these things are no good. Okay, so we were walking up again. I think going main right now is fine, because like now we're just all contesting for the point. I think popping Visor here is okay. So one of the good things about Visor is it also reloads your gun. So you see that instant reload from 6 to 30. So like that's fine, because if you win this fight, it's already over. You're going for the Kiriko, but you're super exposed to the Bastion. I think you have to shoot the Bastion first here, otherwise the Bastion kills you. But lucky that you kill the Kiriko, try to dodge it, kill the Bastion, and then I think this fight's basically over. Okay, great. First point down. Now, you decide not to go Soldier on the second round. You decide to go Echo. I think Soldier is perfectly fine here. You go left side, you go up, you take the elevator up, and then you fight from here. Oh, they're all fighting for elevator? Great. I go right side, I take this area. This is like Mega side. So I take the Mega / car side, and I play from here. Or I can play main, right? It all depends on enemy positioning and my team's positioning. One of the big problems here is that you're just not as good at Echo as you are at Soldier. But we're going to kind of see that. So you light up the Baptiste. So one option here would have been to pop a focusing beam right away. But if you thought he was going to use cooldowns, I can understand why you didn't pop it. I don't know that you knew that though. I don't know that you knew that, but I think it was actually a good idea to hold there. But just noting that you could have used focusing beam because he dropped below 100. Yeah. So this is a good example why Soldier is a way better off-angler than Echo is. Okay, you got low here. What do? Nothing. All you do is sit here because you're super low. This is totally reasonable. You're low on health. What do you do here? If you're a Soldier, you can just pop heal station and keep fighting. But as Echo, you're like, I need help. You need healing from a support, or you need to drop here and get the Mega. So instead, you try to stay up here, but you see how ineffective you are? Like, you're not helping your team win right now because you're just sitting here hiding, right? And that's the difference between better off-anglers and worse off-anglers. One of the many differences, right? There's just nothing you can do right now until you get health. Like, you force the Baptiste off, but that's it, and now you're basically stunned for the next, like, 20 seconds. You're doing virtually nothing right now. So aim becomes a big problem right now. You also should reload at this moment in time. You only have 2 ammo. You come in behind the Baptiste, which is fine. I think the problem is this kind of takes a while. So you could have just gone for the Baptiste right away. Right here, just fly at him, sticky, 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 and then blow him up. But instead you go around, but the problem is by the time you go around, you've already lost 2 teammates. So even if you kill this Baptiste, which is unlikely because you haven't forced Lamp out as far as I know, the odds of you winning this fight are very, very low. You miss the stickies, right? Now you drop and try to commit. but like your aim here on Echo is a major problem, right? Like this Baptiste has no idea you're here. You miss all the stickies. You hit one shot, you miss the other, and you can't shoot anymore because you have to reload. You miss basically all those shots. Like technically you hit them for like a little bit, and now you're in huge trouble and trying to get away, and you're gonna die here and stagger probably. Did you get the mega? It looks like you got the mega. Oh yeah. Genji's chasing you. See, this is the problem. You shouldn't even try to stay alive. You should just dive and reset. Like, what does this survival mean to you at all? These stickies are not on target. I don't know if you were worried about deflect or not, but I would assume that you just missed him. Okay, so first life in Echo, super unlike an A to F scale, that's like an F. Like it would be, I would give you like a D. You forced the Baptiste off hard ground. Other than that, you did basically nothing. Like soldiers, when you're playing, I think somewhere between like, you know, B plus to C, right? On average, I would say something like a B for your level. Like fine, right? Totally fine. Like helping to contribute to wins. For Echo, you are doing quite literally nothing. So we're gonna come out again. You're poking a little bit. The goal here for Echo is, look, I want to be able to, I can dive every 6 seconds. Okay, 6 seconds is the cooldown for flight and for stickies. So that's the general idea. Is I want to find every 6 seconds I want an opportunity to kill somebody, which is generally fly at them, above them, whatever, and then I pop stickies, right? And then try shot, see if I get them low enough. I get low enough, I pop try shot. Or pop focusing beam. So, Genji's here on the left side, you can force him out. Okay, you heard dash, great. Chase, right now, fly up, see if you can kill him with focusing beam. Because if he dashes away, he's probably low, good. Right, a little slow, but still good. You're looking for targets. I'd still be looking for the Genji, because I heard him, he couldn't be that far away. You're up here looking for supports. I don't know if you're wearing a headset, but if you aren't, you should wear a headset. Because sometimes I think you have trouble. Like, I can hear all these enemies below me, but you don't seem to know that. I think this sometimes happens with console players. The console players play on, like, TVs and stuff, and they don't, like, wear headsets sometimes. I think most of them still do, but, like, some of them don't occasionally. That I've like, it's showed up in my reviews, and it is a major disadvantage. Like, it's, like, functionally, like playing a sport with like one limb tied behind your back. It is a huge part of the game to be able to have directional sound. Anyway, so you should open here with stickies. If they don't know where you are, open with stickies, because stickies are hard to land. When they don't know you're here, they're not going to actively dodge you. Throw the stickies first, then follow a try shot. But you do land it, great, excellent, you kill him. So work the Baptiste down here, you just saw him take damage. So you don't see his health bar unless you injure him, but right now, I can see everyone injuring him right now, so I would shoot the Baptiste. As soon as I realize he's low, I focusing beam him. But instead, you kind of don't do a whole lot here. Waiting. I mean, this is all more or less fine because you're waiting for the sound barrier to expire anyway. But you see the Genji, you could have shot the Genji. Right? Now you drop in. It's good stickies, right? Focusing beam. Yep, this should be a kill. Great. Okay, good, right? Good contributions there because you got the initial pick and then you helped to clean it up after that. Okay, so they're coming in. You do have ulti here, right? You can think about, hey, what's the right ulti timing? So, poke, poke, poke. Right, this is fine. Unlikely to get a kill at this range. I think I'm probably mostly worried about just trying to keep the Genji in check, because Genji's going to pop Blade any second now, because he has not popped Blade all game, right? So he's definitely going to have Blade. If I have ulti, he's going to have ulti. So, Blade's coming soon. Blade's going to be your #1 priority here. Genji, you lose track of him for a second, right? Remember, my goal here is constantly keep poking the Genji to make sure that he doesn't feel comfortable diving. I turn away, you're looking at, I think, the Mei over here, who is not even on your screen. Genji's going to dash into you, and he's going to immediately right-click you, and now you're in grave danger, and you're going to die. This should not happen. You cannot die in this situation. First of all, you shouldn't even be here, because window itself is dangerous to you, but having him blow you up before being able to pop ulti is a no-go. So even if you were stuck in this situation, you should have popped ulti on the jungle queen right away to reset your health, right? And then fight it out with the Genji or whomever. But dying here is a throw, because now you let their team like get access to the point. You've gotten picked first, which is really problematic, and getting picked first usually means that you lose the fight. I talk about this in another one of my videos, or a post I made recently, which is if you the team that loses somebody first will lose the fight 75% plus of the time. Okay? The second that you die first, you're probably doomed your team into losing the fight. You cannot die first. If you die third, fourth, fifth, whatever, not a big deal. Especially fifth doesn't really matter at all, right? But dying first is unacceptable. You should never be dying first, right? because that's how you climb, is you play better than everybody else in the lobby. I mean, you're in a 5-stack, it gets a little more complicated. But generally speaking, like, you should not be the one dying first. People who are dying first are almost always the worst person on their team. I would say 95% plus of the time, if you're consistently dying first, you're virtually guaranteed to be like the problem on your team for why you're losing fights. And again, this is preventable. So you have no cover out here, right? There's no reason to be playing this angle. You could have been playing this angle, for example. You could have flown in the air and just been super annoying. This is a great off angle, okay? Like, what do they do? What do they have to deal with this? The Mei's going to ice cool you out of the air. The Genji's going to poke you with shurikens. Unlikely. Like, this is an amazing angle, and your team can sort of heal you from here. So, like, you have a Mercy on your team as well, right? So you could just sat right here, and they'll never be able to get you off this angle. So, you know, think, hey, look, what's an off angle here? This is effectively main, because they're all looking here. You're basically right there. You're effectively in main with the rest of your team. The Baptiste can blow you up. The Giant Green can blow you up. The Genji can blow you up if you're this close. A lot of problematic things have happened. All right, you get rezzed. The problem here of copying is multiple problems here. Number one is you should just pop your cooldowns right away, because if you're going to copy anyway, like, why not use your stickies, right? It's a free ability. So use your stickies here and and then copy if you want to get some free damage in. That's number one. Number two, I'm not confident we're going to win this fight because I died first. We've already forced out res, and I saw that I lost another teammate right now. Right? I just saw Genji's actively blading. He just killed my Sojourn. That means he has a dash reset. He's probably going to kill another person. It's very unlikely that I'm going to do enough with this ulti in order to make up for the fact that the Genji just killed one. Right? Again, now we're down 2 people right now. I have to kill 2 people here just to even up the fight. Right? Or sorry, I have to kill 1 here because you guys did kill the Mei. I have to kill 1 here to have an even 50-50 chance of winning the fight. Right? And I don't even know that I'm guaranteed to win this one. I finally killed him, but the problem is, you know, my team has been completely wiped during this period of time. It's just you and the Mercy. You put window down, get popped, and then you just die. Right? This is a good example of why I would not have copied there, because the odds of me winning the fight are so low. I don't want to waste my ultimate in this situation. I want to wait till the next fight. Okay. I think you're going to switch Sim here. Do I really want to talk about Sim? I'm going to skip talking about Sim. Because I'm going to explain all the basics of Sim again, so I don't want to take time to do that. Okay, so I'm going to stop there. So, doubling back, right? In summary, we talked about what is the main angle, what are the off angles. We talked about why are off angles good. We talked about why Soldier is such a good off angler. We talked about the fact that you don't need to switch heroes. Soldier is perfectly strong on all the maps that are played on Oasis. Soldier's great, right? Quite frankly, like, Oasis City Center is arguably one of the best Soldier maps in the entire game, because it's like impossible to get a Soldier off high ground once he's up there. So again, like, you don't need to switch heroes, right? You don't need to. Your aim isn't really an issue on Soldier, right? I think your aim is like fine. It's like totally fine for your rank. You just mostly need to worry about keeping enemies away from you, staying on an off angle, and consistently applying damage pressure and staying near cover. All right, I'm gonna stop there. Hopefully it's helpful.